Session of the Trinidad Urban Renewal Authority. Today is January 15th, 2026, and the time is 5:30. If anybody out there, go ahead and turn your phones off or put them on stun, and let's get started. So, we are fortunate enough, and I mean that sincerely, to have Paul Glenn with us again, give us an update on the Eagles building. Paul, come on up.
Thank you.
Glad you're here.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you doing? So it's exciting. I got off the owner. As you probably have noticed, we've been slow walking the Eagles building. We had a crash, and then we fixed the crash, and then we painted it, which was the ultimate painting scheme called Desert. In it, so we're moving forward. We did get some of the storefronts replaced during that. So we have applied for building permit. And we have building permit and a contractor. Again, we just got off the phone with the owner, and we are gonna kind of slow walk it. So I need to talk to you about how we can phase it, but the intent is we have a banquet facility in the basement, similar to the way it's always been used. Main floor is retail. Way out west, coffee would like to move in the corner unit.
I love her too. Yes.
Yep, and then the other two, we're working with Rhonda. I'm sorry to hear she may be leaving, Rhonda Epper.
She's gone.
Yeah, she is gone.
Yeah, she took the position, she's the president of Pueblo.
So we've got, some ins over there as far as possible tenants from emerging campus. So we'll see how that goes. But, funding is really, really hard to get these days. And even though we have the tax credits on it, it's still, there's a stigma with historic buildings, especially, trying to get them to cash out. So I guess we would love to know, if TURA has any options for us. We would love you to be a partner in the building some way, if you can. If not, we're gonna still move forward with it. Probably the retail first. The most expensive portion of that building is the apartments. And, but we definitely want to get the commercial up and running, get them white box. We have a lot of infrastructure to do for the building. So currently it has a 400 amp service. We're thinking about using that for the coffee shop, because that's what we had sized for that for now. And then when we have tenants on board, we would go ahead and upgrade. I think the overall service on that was 1,000 amp, 800 or 1,000 amp. And I talked to Dave, and he said, it's no problem. We have the transformer, we have the power there. So when you're ready, we would swap that out, take the 400 amp, dedicate that towards the coffee shops, and then give the other two their 200 amp. Downstairs, I think needs a 200 or 400 amp. And then upstairs is going to be the last thing done. So as of right now. But we still have, what we would do is take care of the building was intended to be sprinkled, so we'll go ahead and get that infrastructure in, fire line and a domestic. We need a 4-inch fire, 2-inch domestic on that. The gas is already adequate, I believe. So we would bring that all up to what's on the permit, and then we'd start working on the individual units. Bring the 2 westerly retail units up to white box, take care of the entry that would feed upstairs and downstairs, and then take care of Marin's unit and way out west. So, but we would love any thoughts you had.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. You okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
A couple of things. And then we're gonna go this way. So certainly we've got a facade grant. It's not a lot of money, but I tell you what, you guys are in our service area. If there's a way to do that, we certainly would love to see something come from you with regards to the facade grant. The other thing is we've talked a lot about what we can activate. In some cases, it isn't just downtown, because our URA is a little bigger than that. And I think the vision we share here is the vision you have over there, is to activate that side of 25 with the college and really do some things that brings the college in, and then actually has a domino effect of the other buildings that are around that same kind of corridor, okay? So I think the good thing is with you is this is a privately owned thing. A lot of the buildings that we had were done by nonprofits, and so there's no TIF
Yes.
in nonprofits, you
Correct.
know? And so this is at least a TIF opportunity for us, and that's the three-letter word we like. And so I think this is something, about 2 months ago, maybe in November, October, we sent out, and you guys would have gotten that, we sent out something to say, hey, man, pitch us on something.
Yep.
We'd like to open that up to you again. At the time, you guys weren't ready.
Right.
You put it on pause and you weren't ready. We talked to some other folks, we did some tours. We've only seen one thing that really is catching our attention. We'll be talking about that in a bit. But yes, I think that's the kind of thing we would like to partner on.
Mhm.
We've got a very good city manager that understands urban renewal. We've got our internal TURA is understanding it better and better and better. So I think we've got some muscle now to be able to do some things. And so if you can work with TURA and we can be creative, we would love to hear some kind of proposal from somebody. No guarantees on anything, but we see ourselves in a position to be able to do some things, and we want to do some things. So is that
you? We would need if from the owner, where do you want us? What do you need us to help with the most?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we can see at the option if Tara's. I've already talked to her about it. She said that if we got a proposal from you on like the numbers and what you're wanting us to help with, we can see about getting an agreement set up that would be able to be beneficial to both sides.
So what would be a good cap for that number that you guys would be thinking of?
I would say let's phase this in as you're doing the project kind of thing, maybe, and come to us with a number.
Okay.
I know it helps both sides for somebody to come up with a number. I'm kind of trained to not be the guy that comes up with a number. Okay.
No, we would definitely we need to see what you guys are looking at, because you said from the sounds of it, you're starting with commercial first. So you're gonna do the faces first.
Yep.
I would say probably if you come with us on what your next project would be and give us, if we have to do it piece by piece, we can do that. That is not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple things that we were thinking of, and I don't know. The sidewalk program, I understand last year was pretty tapped out with funding.
Jenny has come up from that, it is renewed for this year. But they are looking at pushing out developers, and it's only gonna be for local homeowners who need that assistance. More seniors, more, you know.
And that's definitely valid. So I think couple things we would like to see, so we started on the corner with the facade. So the facade grant would definitely help, you know, possibly for the balcony that's there and some other work. But we would, would interior work qualify for you as far as?
Not for the facade, but for a
working
proposal,
with-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay,
facade
good.
grant is it's a very basic, it's just facade, it's kind of thing. One of the things that I would try and just maybe advise, or at least suggest, let me say suggest, is that when you're looking at phasing those things, add what the TIF kind of part of those things. So break that up into, okay, we're gonna phase this in, but this is the TIF part of this phase. So we can look at it from a return on investment perspective, the same as anyone else would. Rather than us coming at that and the payback is way down towards the end. If we can do it in phases, it'd be nice to try and do it where there's some kind of thing where we have a proof of concept, you know what I mean? And it's going that way. So I would just suggest that that's going. Anybody else have any?
Yeah,
Please,
I
Jerry.
have a quick- Paul, remember when you were doing the Opera House and everything got kind of, you came to us and the Dana Crawford and the group came with specific things saying, we're going to do this, and this is, we're getting bids on this. That makes it easier for us to look at that and say, yeah, we can do that. And then we can work with you on those. And chances are, we're really wanting to do something and to help. But if we had a little more specifics on that, I think it would help us. And that way we know what you're looking at, and then we can discuss it and see if it's feasible. And that way we can go forward. And I don't think anything's, totally off limit from, it all depends on how it fits in with our.
That's a building, quite frankly. We've been hoping the owner would come to us and say, hey, can we partner on some things there?
I'm generalizing when I say not to be off limits. I'm not quite sure. But when you come with
Mhm.
a detailed, take the Opera House like we were talking about. Fixing up the corner. We're going to do this. That would help us.
Okay.
That would help us.
And we can do that. So what we did is we permitted the whole building. And we've got interior, exterior, all floors, everything, services, site. And so we could take that apart like we did with Dana's. We did just a restoration of that corner.
Yeah.
And came with the proposal saying, here's what it is, here is our contractor.
And we were ready to do.
I know, and that's,
If you come to us with a proposal, that way we can put it towards the commission to be able to vote and set it up as an agreement. That wouldn't be a problem, we should be able to do that.
And we have advisors, so we have some folks that what we don't know, they know.
Yeah.
And we pay them to know and advise us, okay?
Yeah.
So I think we want to be stretched a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing is, you have an operating business on that property, and it is Wow Coffee, okay?
yes.
Is there a potential to have that built? Because I kind of look at it and say, if there were a coffee shop in that building, that ends up being an attraction, not the anchor tenant, but an attraction to other folks saying, well, I want to be in that building if foot traffic's already going to be here all the time.
Right.
So when you're prioritizing this, does that Wow Coffee and the shop in there get one of the top slots in prioritization?
It
Because I
does.
think it would be wise to do that.
It does, and so they would take the corner unit, and I do have, so the intent was, Marin wanted that to be a coffee shop. We designed it with a small little stage area where they could have, acoustic guitar or plays or readings or whatever. And then we also designed that as an internet cafe, and that was the collaboration we were working with Rhonda, is that, hey, this is right here, and it goes back to the whole streetscape plan we did for Pine, is that there's this 2-block kind of college district, and different gas lamps, pavers, trees, keep it soft, and the kids could come down there, and the tenants would be geared towards them. It would be, a copy place, a place where they can come work on their computer and have coffee and social hour and, groups, yeah. So,
I love it.
I have,
Hey, that
pull it
sounds
up for
perfect.
you.
So again, this is just suggestions, not advice at all, but I would suggest that be one of that we prioritized first, because you're seeing head shake up here, okay?
Well, it's a growing concern.
It's a going concern. And anytime we can actually, as a city and as TURA and as the chamber, any of those kind of things, work together to help a business that's already here and trying to expand and grow, and that's jobs, that's income. Yeah, so I love that. And it'd be great for Marin. She's an awesome operator.
oh, she's great.
Yeah.
And,
I just like your coffee.
so
Yeah.
I have a rendering that we did of the interior of her space.
And that's that corner one first, right? That one that the car drove into?
Yes, if I can find it.
You just want to copy a little quicker than
I felt so bad. I literally,
That's not the drive-through.
that same week was the week I was gonna put that building permit out. When that car went
Oh,
through
wow.
there, I was like, no.
That was nearly tragic.
She would
It was very
be
tragic.
the anchor to that space.
Nice.
Or to that building, and she would be, the owners, it's their daughter.
So
they're
let me
the
ask
first
you-
ones in.
Let me ask you just timeline
Yeah.
stuff. Are you guys close to being able to put this kind of proposal out there that we can kind of start massaging and working through? Are you 3 months out? Are you 6 months out? And the reason I ask that is we're trying to line up 2026
Yeah.
right now, okay? And so if we know something's going to be out there as we move through February, March, April, we can slot some things.
Right.
But like we had before, we're thinking we're working with you, and then we pause. Well, then we forget about you.
Yeah.
So
So the go-ahead was that we've been working with 4 or 5 different banks within the last year, since the permit's been sitting there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally pulled the trigger on the permit, because we do want to move forward. The bank, they were having all kinds of problems with just the building cashing out with what they want to loan, and it has to do with market, it has to do with local economy, it has a lot of weird factors in it, but Bottom line was it wasn't cashing out. So what we did is we throttled back and said, okay, let's do it in phases where the owners got enough cash to do part of it.
Mhm.
The bank said, 'cause we were looking at agriculture loans, we were looking at SBA stuff,
Everything's on the table.
everything on the table. And so, the bottom line was if we can pull it into phases, we can get it back into the conventional realm, which then is doable. They're okay with what they're willing to loan based on what our rents are. And so it just, the whole thing gelled a little bit.
Sounds like a more realistic plan.
It totally. And so right now, I just got literally to go ahead tonight to move forward with getting it historically landmarked, to talk to you about how we can work as a partner on this. So now it's a matter of coming up with a proposal for you. So to answer your question, I would say 2-3 months just for this
Okay.
to work, to get a proposal, get some drawings that we can cross.
We'll be here.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
And
So
get some stuff on the table for you guys to think
Paul,
about.
how many retail establishments do you think are gonna be in there?
I'm sorry.
How many slots are
Retail,
So here was the plan. So way out west would be on the corner, the center of the building. She would take up to the lobby. There's a lobby that goes upstairs and downstairs. She would take the east side of that. On the west side of that, there's 2 units there. One of which we wanted to take the back corner, maybe 300 or 400 or 500 square feet of it, and have that be the commissary for the Nevada Lots food court.
Got it.
So that those vendors there, they don't have to travel for it.
Let me ask you, would that be a commercial kitchen maybe open to other folks besides the,
We don't have the space for it,
Okay.
and the
because
cost.
there's a need for that.
Yeah,
And I think there's some folks with money for that sort of thing. You may want to check with Christine over at Emerging Campus.
well, that's, okay.
Just,
Is that what it is, Brad, over at Emergent?
Christine, who I talked to, her and I, we've worked on a couple of things trying to see if we could do that. No, again, please, Jerry.
one of the things that, when we went over to the Davis or Hughes, building, it was really in pretty good shape.
Yes.
How is it compared to the Eagles compared to that? Is it pretty rough or is it fairly
No,
good?
Yeah.
It's in beautiful shape, it really is. I would say equal to or a little less than Hughes. Hughes is solid in that it's pretty stripped down. It's masonry walls, it's
Right.
solid floors. It's had a roof, it got a decent roof on it.
Right.
The front facade was garbage, it needed to be rearranged. So that was part of the first thing we were gonna do with that one. But Eagles Hall, it's stout, the floors are solid, structurally it's stable.
Mhm.
We just had some roof work done on it as well. Part of our tax credit was to have a new roof. So just to, like what we're doing with a lot of these, we're working on the convent over here as well right now, but we gotta get the roof stabilized, get it dry, keep it dry.
Mhm.
Within 2 years, it really goes downhill quickly, fast. And so to answer your question, it is a good building, it's worth putting the money into it.
Okay.
The square footage is there. We found out a lot when the crash happened there, how stable it was.
Mhm.
And that building's built from like a local fly ash type concrete block, which kind of scares you at one point because it's crumbly.
Mhm.
But in a long sense, as long as it's vertical loads, it's stable, which it is. And that the corner, the testament was that corner had the wings knocked out from under, and it didn't collapse. So
Anybody else?
just one,
Jeff, go ahead.
go ahead. Does the owner have any other buildings in our town?
they do. They have a house up on the other side of town, on the north side, resident. I think that's Marin's house.
Yeah, I think so.
She lives up.
I only say that, if we were thinking of a loan or something, collateral.
I don't know if they, I don't know if they would or not. I think they probably, I can't speak for them, but I would say that
Just a
they
thought.
probably want to keep it all in the building.
But I like what Jeff said, is that get the proposal,
Right.
add the things we've kind of suggested, and then we'll try and get creative.
Yeah.
And if you try and let's just think out. Let's not think there's a box there to even think in.
Yeah, I
You
just
know,
had a
please, Mike.
question about the basement. Are you thinking about that as being what event space or whatever? Only, the reason I ask that is I'm on the council at Zion's Lutheran here in town, and we've occasionally had people asking us about our building. And sometimes it's like, well, that's appropriate and that's not appropriate and all that. And we have considerable constraints on us because we're a church.
Mhm.
But there is a lot of interest in that kind of thing, banquet hall, what have you. And would you be able to provide a kitchen, or would it have to be catered, or?
So what we did with that was, and you know, this is the experience going back to East Street School, is we originally designed East Street School to be a culinary school. We did a culinary school up in Portland on Pearl District, and it was state of the art. And people came in, it was a hands-on cooking thing. They learned how to cook. The teacher would show them how to cook, and so and everybody had a workstation. And that was the direction we were going. They couldn't get somebody to do it, so then we started thinking, commissary. And so, I'm not part of that anymore, and I don't know what plans are for that, but we do know that with, like, the Nevada lots, all in our market study with the vendors, all they needed was a place where they could store bulk food, dry and refrigerated, have a place to come and prep, and then take that food, which needed to be close, to their food truck. And so that's why we said, okay, let's take a piece of this at the end unit, it's right here. It becomes part of that lot program, and it makes it work.
Sounds like a good
So then to answer your question, with the banquet facility, we did a market study on that as well. And, obviously be competing with, at points, depending on like what you were saying, the specifics of it is occupant load, people, whether you have a kitchen or not, but we'd be competing with the Mitchell, we'd be competing with Space to Create. University at the time said they would have the opportunity because they do have a full kitchen. So I said to Rhonda, I said, why don't you do this? You have the kitchen, you have the staff, but you don't have the capacity, right? So we can be your capacity, you can be the caterer.
What is your capacity?
Pardon me?
What is your capacity there, or?
Occupancy.
I'm sorry?
What's
The occupancy down, so how many people can
Oh,
get
I'm
on
sorry.
this?
I'm half deaf in one ear. I think it was 210.
Okay.
So and that's conservative. We can get more in there based on square footage. But I think so it was a gap that was kind of able to be filled where there was a need. And then the owners did their study for it. And so right now, as it is, we have a catering kitchen down there designed for it. We have a full bar. They were going to handle the liquor license, or talk to one of the local organizations, whether it's Elks or whoever, to if there was an event, would they be willing to kind of co-share? But so it's set up for that, and we found that there is such a need. And come to find out in the project that everybody who's ever been here has been in that basement for.
Well, and as
one point.
and again, with your plan of trying to phase that in with certain things, that will make itself evident
Yes.
as you move things forward.
Right.
So you don't need to go there yet, since you're not doing anything there. Anybody else have anything else, so we can let Paul get out of here if we're good? Everybody good? Tara, anything else for Paul?
No, I'll reach out to you. We can set up a meeting again.
That would be great, and then we'd love to get together. I'll look at some of these proposals then, and just real quick, is the phasing, I think, would work well, only because we could take, like we did with the opera, we could take bits and pieces of this and say, here's how we can get this end of the building up and running.
They'll get out with the funding possibly.
It's fully occupiable right now, as it is. I mean, but it just needs work, and it just depends on what
One last thing, that I just came, Jeff went over to, the Hughes and took pictures, and we've been wanting to, get, as we partner with you, we'd like to be able to say, this is, TURA, you don't have any problem with that,
No, not at all. We love, if you could, you have.
take pictures and
Take
before.
pictures, we love your signs, if you have signs, we'd love to put those up on all of them, and that includes Trinity as well.
Yeah.
No, we'd love to do that, and,
And we'd like to do some before and after also.
Oh, yeah.
I have, every building that I've worked on, I have thousands of pictures of each and every building, inside and out. We have drone footing of everything, I have all of that, I'd be more than happy to share.
Our desire this year, one of our desires this year is make the Trinidad Urban Renewal Authority better known.
Yes.
And what do we do? And so we need to do some promo for us to let our market know. So we have folks like you representing an owner or coming here and saying, hey guys, I've got this thing I want to do. So it falls with this marketing kind of thing, falls within, it benefits us, it also benefits.
Well, and here's the thing too, and I don't remember, the housing now, is that true? Is that true to you?
No, that's your city,
That's
that's a city grant.
So, what I was gonna do is try to hit you guys up for facade grant for, it's an $18 million project, but I think what would be really good is part of that facade, there's a couple little areas as they work through the DOLA grants, on our site and Church and Convent Streets. We would love to, partner with you and have, if you've got the funds available for a facade grant, we'll have to come up with what it could be. But we're getting ready right now at our last meeting to put together a large sign out there. We've got a digital rendering of Trinity Apartments. We're kind of going off topic here, but Trinity Apartments, and we want everybody that's a partner in that to be on the sign. That'd be perfect opportunity for TURA to be a part of that too. We've got DOLA, we've got Chapel, we've got CDPHA, we've got the city, we've got,
Our name and lights.
oh, everybody, yeah. And it's right there front and center.
Sounds good.
And it's something that we should all be proud of, for sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap, if you have anything else,
No,
that's good. Tara, anything?
I'll reach
Okay,
out to
anybody
him,
else have
set up-
anything? We're gonna wrap it up. We've got a full kind of boat here. Again, so good to see you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you guys. And so Tara, I can give you, we come up with these proposals, get it to you.
Yep, and then I'll get it to everybody, and I'll get on the agenda, no problem.
Thank you all so much.
Thank
See you.
you.
Thanks for coming. Happy New Year.
See you, Tom.
Tara, let's jump into item 2, update on the errors.
At our last meeting, you guys asked me to reach out to them. They gave us a breakdown of how much it would be for, and I put that in the email for you guys, a feasibility study. And then also for us to do an update for our strategic plan. He obviously couldn't give us an exact number for the feasibility study. It really depends on what we are wanting, how big of a study we want, how little of a study. So if we're looking at Main Street, which is what we had been talking about for those buildings, I would think probably we would want the lower end, not as on one of the buildings, and then on the other building that is a little bit more crumbly and iffy, we'd want the deeper one of getting an engineer to look at the building and seeing what we need to be done. But he gave us the breakdown. He said if we want to go further, he'd need to have like a scope of work of what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And he'd be able to give us exact numbers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For the strategic plan, he said that would be between 12 to 20. It depends on how much of the community and how in depth we want to go.
I'd really like to get Tara Marshall perspective on this.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if we're experienced enough to know what it is we want to come out of the strategic plan with, to put that kind of budget on something.
Yeah.
Without knowing, so I would like, certainly we have access to her.
She's in a.
No, not right now, not right now.
I did talk to her, and I'm supposed to have a meeting with her. I believe I'm scheduled on the books next week with her.
Okay,
So I can ask her if that's what we want to direct her towards on, what does she think we need to go?
and having that, how does that empower us to do what we want to do? What I don't want to do, and it's done a lot in all kinds of agencies, is we spend money for a plan or a study, we get it, we're all happy about it, and then we file it, somebody gets it put on a bookcase and nobody ever pulls it down
You spend all your money on the study and then you
to
don't
implement it. I
implement
want us to try and stay away from those kinds of things, because it actually sours people on you.
Yeah.
You know, rather than the other way around. So if she looks at that and says, okay, we've done this before, and this is how these kinds of things work, but you guys aren't ready yet.
Yeah.
Or you are ready with some things. I'm glad they gave us some numbers.
Yes.
I'm glad we have this stuff to look at. I look at these things right now and am at a, that's for future discussion.
No, that makes
thing,
sense.
right?
When he gives us his plans, his proposals, we might want to send them over to Aries and let them look at it
100%.
to let us know which direction we should go into on that front, because I think that'd be a good way of using them.
100%. And so does anybody have any more comments with regards to that, ideas with regards to the strategic plan?
Nope, I think
We're
that's,
good? Okay. RFP for logo.
I've had 2 companies already reach out.
Nice.
They asked for a few questions, which I was able to give them. They wanted to know how much.
They're local?
But yep, one of them is, I think one of them's out of Pueblo.
Okay.
But both of them were quick on the response, and I had another one which called. She called. She didn't give me a name or anything, so I don't know if she was going to do it or not. But I got the emails from the other 2. They will be getting the deadline
When's that open till?
until the end of the month.
Oh, that's coming up.
I have an idea for the logo. Couldn't we get do a contest with the local artists from the town to have them?
Since we have to actually put that out to bid to folks,
Yeah,
you
it
can't
has
do a
to-
contest.
Yeah, it has to be an RFP, so it has to be. We have to get 3
Competitively
bids.
bid and all that kind of stuff, then you pick the one that best suits on that, which takes it away from doing a contest that somebody's awarded it or something. We can't award things
Yeah, it has to
people.
be. Yeah, it had to be a bid process. So we put it out. Like I said, 3 people have reached out. For us to do the bid, if we put it out for everybody, if we only get 2 back, that's perfectly fine. We've met our criteria, so that allows us to do it that way. So it went out on this Facebook. It was on the website, and they can get the information on their direction. So. And one of the companies is local. She, I've seen her around, and actually, she's got a business license with the city.
So if anyone knows anyone that's a graphic designer, we live in a creative district. We have artists here. 2 is disappointing, I'm gonna say.
But that's only 2 that's reached out. None of these turned in their bids yet. So some of them could be waiting until the due date.
It's the 15th.
Yeah, I know.
You know, so I'm just saying, if you know somebody, we're not precluded from encouraging people to put a bid in. You know, because there's no favoritism with regards to that, and there's no way for us to be, to be fair and transparent, right? But let's see if we can't reach out to some folks and let them know that this is an opportunity.
Shake the bushes a little bit.
Exactly. Awesome. HPC. Derek, what you got, man?
So Tara and I were talking, and we thought about maybe a facade grant over there on the old City Hall,
City Hall.
the old Children's Museum.
Yeah.
That would help activate that area too, I think. If people see that, we're trying to revamp that area up.
I was hoping you guys would come forward with that. When will that proposal be?
I can get the proposal put together by next meeting.
Can you?
Well, actually, we might want to wait off on the February one. Because that's gonna
Yeah,
be,
that's low.
that's gonna be a loaded meeting, so maybe March.
Actually, I think what we're gonna do on the February meetings, we're gonna trim any fat out of that meeting so we can really focus more on that midsection executive session. So if everybody's, I know we wanna move forward, but the executive session is more important for us moving forward than maybe some of the things. So the regular meeting, I'm gonna kind of request, and Tara and I'm really good at this, that's gonna be a real quick meeting.
Yeah.
I'm okay if people don't have a lot of
We're
input
still
on that
looking at
meeting.
February for the meeting with the city council?
Yes,
Yes,
that
that's
was in the books, February 23rd. It's 3 to 5.
Okay. 23rd.
So the 23rd is from 3 to 5.
Yeah, it's a Monday.
Right.
No, it'll be at the Commons.
Oh, that's
At
right.
the Commons. So.
Yeah.
And what's
I'll
Sunday?
send out the invitations on that one, huh?
What's Sunday?
Okay.
Is this
That's February 1st is the birthday celebration for the city.
150 years.
Is this board invited to?
Everybody,
Yeah.
Pat should have gotten an invite.
yeah, I would imagine that goes across to everybody.
I will be sending it out to everybody else,
Okay.
but they invited all chairs of all boards and commissions and all mayors that are alive. Got hand delivered invitations.
Yeah, the chair would just recommend other board members, just pick up a tab, when we're there. No, it should be a great time.
Do you have to say a speech? 'Cause I do.
No,
He has to do a speech.
okay, we'll see how that goes. But how many times do you
I
get a
thought the
chance?
second speech we came up with.
How many communities get an opportunity to do what we're gonna be able to do in 2026? 150 and 250. It's good to be us, right? It's good to be us. So, yeah, I look forward to us all being there.
What day is that?
That's February 1st, from
Sunday.
noon to 2
One
at the Commons.
question on the Children's Museum, how is that building?
Actually, the building is beautiful. I've been inside of that.
No,
It's
but
scary as heck on the
ADA.
ground.
Is that Pat Walsh's building?
ADA is the,
The old city hall?
Is that, the history, museum?
Children's Museum.
It used to be the old children's museum.
The
It's the
firehouse.
old firehouse.
It's right next to the marketplace.
Yeah, it's right next to the marketplace.
Oh, okay, it is. Okay, no,
The jail.
Yeah, it was a jail.
So, to close that out, and we'll take any other questions for Derek.
Did you?
No, well, just, is the building okay?
It's fine.
Okay, so,
It's structurally sound.
it just looks very old. from
Yes,
the
it is very
outside.
old.
So we'd certainly like to invite our historic preservation folks to make a presentation as soon as we can get it on the docket, on the agenda for that building. That's right in a core area. So yes, thank you for bringing that forward. That's an opportunity I see. Items for future discussion. Guys, I think our future statement.
I think our future is looking pretty good, actually.
Okay, so
Wait. We gotta have shades. With future statement, right?
So Terry, I'm sorry,
go ahead. I'll
you'll
take that back.
notify us on all this stuff.
I will.
Write
I'll
notes.
be sending out invites so that you guys will all get them in your emails.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna close that. Regular meeting, welcome to the regular meeting of the Trinidad Renewal Authority. Today is January 15th, 2026, and the time is 6:07. Roll call.
All right, Begley,
Here.
Heck,
Here.
Hallett,
Here.
Welch,
Here.
McNeil,
Here.
Thomas.
Here.
Approval of the minutes, take a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept to approve the minutes.
A second.
All right,
Vote.
Thomas.
Barbecues.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. McNeil,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Hallett,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
and Begley.
Yes.
Acceptance of the financial report, December. Again, I'm always gonna ask this question.
I did ask her, she said she wasn't available this month, she said, I'm gonna talk to her about probably trying to push it to March, because I don't want her here on February.
No, we like her. We want to make a good impression.
Yeah, no, she's still been trying to get, her and Cheryl have been working to try to get everything ready for the city, so Cheryl's been coming
Completely understand.
once a week to help, so we're getting
And
there.
quite frankly, we're kind of cruising. Nothing's really changed that much.
No.
We don't- I would just like for us to meet her.
Yeah.
And get some counsel on her and start a relationship with her, and then maybe get some advice on some of the things that we've not done in the past that we probably could have been doing and we probably should be doing in the future. That's really my end game with regards to that, because it's not really nothing much happening right now. All right. Consideration of bills, we have none. We'll move on.
But we gotta vote for
Oh,
the,
vote, yeah, acceptance of the financial report, roll call,
I'll make a
motion,
I'll make a
Sorry.
motion to approve.
I'll
motion.
second.
second. Vote,
All right, we're gonna go Heck,
Yes.
Hallett,
yes?
Welch.
Yep.
McNeil,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
and Begley.
Yes.
Petitions or communications, oral or written, I received nothing yet.
I didn't get anything either.
Okay. Anybody that is out there talking to any of our citizens, and has anybody come to you and said, hey, I want this to open up. If somebody comes to you and they're asking about a building or what do you guys do or those kind of things, let's make that part of this thing right here too, because we're all outreaches of this board. So anybody have anything?
Yeah, a member of my church is very involved with Holy Trinity in Mary McKenna. And she's very interested in what TURA can offer. They're redoing, what did we say the name of that school?
It's the Head Start building.
The Head Start building behind a saloon.
Mhm.
Their Holy Trinity is moving there.
Oh, the school.
Yeah, the Holy Trinity Academy is moving to that building.
Out of the Chronicle building?
Yeah, out of the Chronicle building,
Okay.
and that's like happening now.
Okay.
That's this week, and she's interested in finding out, can you help us with any of this? Because it's, part of it is that there's some,
Yeah, it's, I would say sadly, but factually,
Yeah.
no.
well, because we're not trying to, it's a nonprofit
It's-
organization.
There's probably a lot of different things in there. And in some cases, just because of how we want to try and do things, and again, this has nothing to do with the caring hearts we have towards this stuff. But there's no benefit. And most of the things we need to do, sometimes there really needs to be a mutual benefit from developer to city.
Well, yeah.
You know.
We want it back on the tax rolls,
Yeah.
and this isn't on the tax
And
rolls.
again, nonprofits have an opportunity that a lot of developers and folks to actually go out into the market and say, listen, you give us money, it's a tax deduction. So
Yeah.
they actually have an advantage in some cases from a fundraising perspective
Yeah.
over some of the folks that are on our
What
commercial space.
a lot of people in the community, at least in the nonprofit community, are hoping that because they have a commercial kitchen there, that's, could be licensed, could be reapproved, because it used to be approved, might be able to, the soup kitchen might be able to move in there. And a lot of the things that are, people are doing for the homeless in terms of food could be at a commercially rated facility.
I like that.
And so,
Pass this on.
Yeah.
Because I believe, sometimes we say no, but it's not, it doesn't mean like nothing, that's a.
it doesn't mean never.
Well, it may mean never, but what it doesn't mean is we can't help you at all. In some cases, what nonprofits are able to do is go out for grants, and what the grantors want to see is, how does this affect other folks, and who else is embedded in this? And so our letterhead, which we'll have one of these days, right? Our letterhead, it can be used for letters of support. And so there's ways for us to actually put a letter of support to somebody that could grant you money and say that the Urban Renewal Authority, although we can't be involved, we're 100% backing this project and supporting of it. So know that, and maybe sometimes so there's ways to actually do some other things that we can do.
One of the things
Okay.
that surprised us is the amount of grants Zion's got for our food program. There's something called 5 Loaves where we deliver food. Meals on Wheels does not deliver on weekends. So there's a significant, there are literally hundreds of people in Trinidad who don't have anything to eat for 3 out of 4 weeks on the weekend. So we have supplied one of those weekends.
I love what you guys do.
And then, but we've gotten more grants than we ever expected. We've applied for a bunch. And if you're a nonprofit, you apply for grants and,
That's why HTA would need to, I would suggest that if you get a lot of grant help that way.
okay, well,
Yeah. So
definitely.
let's try and help you in the ways we can. So we're not
Okay.
saying no, we're saying no to that, but maybe yes to these other
Well,
things.
and she's been with Holy Trinity Academy for years, so she knows the whole nonprofit grants, et cetera, so.
Yep.
But,
We are supportive of it.
I will
So,
pass that along.
yeah. Old business. Let's move. We have none.
Yep.
New business. We'll be taking care of a lot of that next week. And again, I'm for keeping skinny right now for February. If everybody's in agreement with that. Updates by Tara. Tara, what you got?
I will, I'm giving all my updates, I'll send out the invites to you guys so that you guys all know what's going on for February, because it seems like that's gonna be a very packed month for us. So I'll get those out to you guys tomorrow.
Did you get my email I sent you this morning?
No.
I sent you the letter August.
Oh, yes, I did, never mind, I will send that off.
Okay. All right. Updates by commissioners. Anybody have anything? Anything? Okay. I don't either. So take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
There you go. Second.
Second.
Vote. Remember, we're done.
Bang.
Bang. There you go.